So I'm going to try to do a handle video, hopefully that you can see it all. I'm going to start out with like a potato of clay. I'm going to turn it into a rat tail. So by squeezing it and moving my hand down, I want it to be round. So I want it to end up like this. And I'm turning it as I go so that it stays round. If you hold it in one position, you'll get it square or another shape. So round. After it's round, I'm going to take my hand, I'm going to pinch like this so it becomes flat. So I'm going to take my thumb, I'm going to pinch it flat so it becomes flat like that, and I'm going to turn it 180 degrees so that it stays flat. Now once I have it flat, it's kind of like a blank. This is how they start. So that the edges are round and it's about this thick and about that wide. Then I can do different things to these. I'll show this here. I can put my thumb in the middle and move down. As I move down, it'll make what I call like a celery handle. If I want to make it fancier, I can put edges on the outside. This will make it slightly fancier, or I'm just going to flip this over like I was doing it a different handle. I'm going to put two edges on the outside edge, and it would be one with a spine in the middle. Now after I pull a handle, I pinch it off on a counter and let it rest until it dries some so I can start attaching it. Another way to do handles, which is the one I prefer, is instead of pulling all the way through the bottom of the handle, I pull only the middle section of the handle so that the ends are both thick. It makes a better attachment on the handle. It makes it a little less commercial, a little more, I guess it's harder to do, so you're going to see less of them out there, which I'd rather be unique than like every other mug out there. So I'm going to pull only to the bottom. I'm not going to pull all the way through. And I'm going to pull in both directions so that it stretches out. And lengthens. So now it's thin in the middle, it gets thicker on the bottom and thick on the top. So I'm going to pinch off there and slide it off. So those are the kind of two typical handles that I do. The one with the blank and then those couple variations, and then the long, or the one that gets thin in the middle. Other ones would be quick handles. So if I had to do some crappy mugs that I wanted finished quick, I start with, again, the potato of clay. I'm going to start with a little bit thinner because I'm not as concerned with the top tapering at all. So it's going to be a little bit thinner, and I'm just going to pull it quick. And we have crappy handle number one. People also throw handles off of pots. So you start with a chunk of clay. You're going to make it kind of carrot shaped like this. You're going to flatten off an edge so that you've got a place to connect. You're going to score it up like you would a normal one. And then you're going to, let's find something to stick this on. Stick it on a mug. This would be your normal mug. You'd attach it like you would if it was being finished. Sticking up. And then you would pull the handle directly off the mug. This has a tendency to make a handle that is a little more organic to the mug. Unfortunately, for the people starting out, it'll also have a tendency to wreck your mug. So you want to get good at pulling handles before you try to pull them off of a mug. So then you have your handle, and then you would set, the shape that you want your handle, and attach the bottom like you would a normal handle. But that's pulling it off. Some people think that's quicker, but in the terms of possible loss, it doesn't outweigh doing it ahead of time. Okay. Another handle is like a plastic bag handle. So you're gonna start with a coil of clay, about as thick as you would pull a handle, like from a rat tail. Break that off, and you're gonna wrap it in a plastic bag. Any grocery type bag will work. And you want to wrap it tight so you get rid of the wrinkles. The better you wrap it, the better your handle will be. And then you take your handle and you flatten it out. So this should have been a little bit smaller, I guess. It would have flattened out better, but you'll get the idea. So you flatten it out, and you can do those same kind of things where you have a spine in the middle, or your celery handle. And you would bend it to the shape that you want and let it set up. And the plastic bag prevents it from cracking because it puts support on the outside edge. So you get your plastic bag handle. Not as good as the pull handle, but another variation. Another one that I think is better than an extruded handle is just a tapered coil, and then you flatten it out. So it at least tapers, and you'd put your handle on. So we've got the clay inside the barrel. I push down, and the extruder craps out a handle. So there we have a handle, and then you'd stick it to your mug. The problem with these is they all look like this. They're boring. There's no dimension, there's no character to them. They're noodles. Noodles aren't handles, they're noodles.